I found out he was my problem, so I came out here to solve him.
I was like, songs like those, and then perceptions of these people actually playing a part in going through, of announcing things and perceptions of one, hating on me, two, being a bully about things, and then three, um, going forward with the ultimate plans of destruction or ultimate plans of deceiving and partaking this serpent um, beguiling personification of an incorporation. I'm just like, oh my goodness. So an animal above your own,
Kind?
like people are taking on this animal personification of a serpent being so smart, and then a serpent going by um, all these rules that also incorporate humanity and humanity's placement inside of this. We are all the world. We are together. To where, like, the role and placement of me being in this placement being hated on, so much covered and so much played its plan to where this is a fifth
Structure of a kind that it has taken me until the fifth time to overcome
all these people that have tried to make a white god over the chosen. The book of Revelations talks about do the first works or else I'll come unto you and fight you. It's in, I think it's in chapter 2, Revelations 2. The book of Revelations is a Rubik's to where it shows righteousness reigning over and having that empowerment to forever last, to have its placement of the omnipotencies, and also of how one person could make a change. And you know, I've seen people say this, one can make a difference. Well, I'm just like, if it's just me versus masses amount of people,
because they wanted a white god.
and then I have heard this too because
I perceived that people said that it was sexually. I was like, oh my goodness.
so I was chosen, and then people wanted to put a white god over me because they decided that he was cuter, but he was wrong. So they, instead of incorporating all these outlets of help, all these outlets of being there for me, they have made my life in the last 4 practicals to where it was insane. Like, it was where he didn't know anything. He was miseducated, like I am now. He was more, like, sad, though. And I was perceiving that he was just sleep on his problems. Being that, him having, like, a sleeping beauty kind of effect. And if you think about the songs, you talk about Samoa, Alamai. It has all those rhythms and all those medleys to where it kind of has this, like, it's feeling of feeling graceful that I could come out. And I could actually use my, because when earlier on in the Tempest Shield, which we are in, and this is the Tempest Shield that I have, which is a tribulation that I have forecasted ever since my life has changed and that I've been audited. Around the times that I've been, I noticed a change and I made videos about it.
Even while I was heavily laden and poverty stricken, I was begging to God for aid and assistance.
I, like, definitely, like, have thought about how it is so, unfair. And, like, how when I first decided to do this, I felt so tired. Like, I really felt tired. And I was like, no, but I want to do it. So I'll stay up the extra mile. Or I'll do the extra mile just to get to where I need to do and go. Because I already know if I don't do it, then it might seem as if I'm getting more lost. No. I didn't want none of that to overshadow me, but I knew when I was talking about the situation, I felt so tired But I said, no, I don't care. I want to do it. I want to. And just having those perceptions of being so tired, I'm like, there goes Sleeping Beauty. There goes my role and my placement of how I did fall into those placements, to where when I'm perceiving that I would always lean on the everlasting goodness or something of that, or be of the everlasting goodness, to where, like, when the questions of creation came about, when he was tested at time, because when things were ran by time of how now it is, that, like, he was far back, and, like, he didn't even ask none of those questions, because he always thought to give everything to God, but then comes to find out that he is God. He's God. Like, in the insurance of where I am now, of perceiving that massively it has been used, that massively people are all against me and oppose me, because mostly I'm part of their leaders, that I'm singled out, and then I could come out of this and Rubik's into my insurance coverages that would say that I was always given this position and power, and that
in the awareness
of finding out how much treachery was done to me, that I could vindicate myself from 4 lifetimes prior, because of the perceptions of saying that I felt so tired when I was thinking about staying on track, when I was saying, oh my gosh, all these perceptions, I'm going to do this, and then when I was thinking about doing it, I felt like tiredness just come up upon me, that kind of like was a little
overwhelming.
But I was just like, I don't care, yo. Ugh. I remember looking like that, just opening my eyes and just being like, having to gain my balance again, get my focus, and then like hardline my mind into being focused and not being tired all the time. So that's definitely a blessing, and it's definitely something to be grateful about. And I would like to give thanks to myself. I would like to give thanks to myself for having the chemistry to want to, the ability to want, to be a part of this all-knowing, be a part of this perseverance, and to fighting away what seems so murderous and massive, that I could be aware. So anyways, y'all, into looking at the retrospects of the Holy Bible and the Revelations, and then the community, and then people having their placements and their parts, the Bible was a scripted thing that everyone of righteousness and all saints would overcome. Everyone that would play part of a Gentile would overcome the basis of the Holy Jerusalem being soiled, being corrupted. So, part of that, I'm looking back at the last 4 paracles, and I'm saying, well, I'm here to vindicate the last 4 paracles, and say that when I was perceiving to persevere, it was very tiring. Like, it was something that I could say copying, and just be like, it really, really did seem overwhelming that I couldn't, like, go on more. But I just had this drive that I really wanted to get out, and I really was feeling uncomfortable. And I was just like, it's not fair that I can be treated like this, and I'm definitely going to be given my right to overcome and surpass, just like the rider on the white horse would have been of doing. And the Lamb opening all the seals, and all of the trumpets sounding, and the book of Revelations taking its part
of a celebration, and instead of a
where it rubrics into insurance of condemnation. Now, everyone looking at my part, it shows that I have the seals of condemning people now. Like, I have the power to do that. I have the power to also call other nations to make the population now 2/3 smaller. Being that 2/3 would come from the light, and it would be a nation that would be brand new. Because it's like an insurance Rubik's that would always guarantee me to be 2/3 bigger than the population. And it's something that's inside of my insurance to always cover me and to insure me. Because of how I would have this drive to be righteous and sustain that and go by every role of my characteristics.